Hey guys, it's Brian here. Today we got some flea market finds. Some of them I got today, some of them I got last weekend. So we'll go through these real quick. So from last weekend, first up was this beautiful Reed number 103 and a half bench vise. So I got this and it had basically just a light surface rust over the whole thing. I wanted to show it to you guys before, but I've got a big Prentice vise over here that I want to do a restoration on. And so it's going to take a little extra work, but this one was in such good shape. I wanted to kind of practice with it. So I didn't film this. I just went through the process myself. It's been a while since I've really restored anything. Since I moved, basically, to this extent, at least. And I'll tell you right now, I'm horrible at painting. I'm not that meticulous guy that sits and just looks at things with a magnifying glass, and I always have issues with painting, and then I try to fix it, and then it gets worse, and then I have to start over, and I'm pretty happy with this one. It went fairly well. There's a few things I could point out right off the bat that, I don't like, but I'm not going to do that. So I'll show you some features of this vise. First of all, this is the older style vise. So it's got, let's see if you can see them. Yeah, there we go. It's got 4 mounting holes on the plate. From what I've read, the 1, symbolizes or represents a fixed base, so it's not a swivel vise, which I kind of like. The 0, not really sure what the 0 means, but the 3.5 is the length of the jaws. So, and this thing, it weighs right around 22 to 25 pounds. So for the size of vise it is heavy. Some of the later vices switched to a 3-hole base. Also, there is a threaded split ring that captures your lead screw in right here. And there is a set screw on the side, which captures that. In the later ones, they just had a little collar right in here. And this was the dynamic jaw was hollow on the bottom. This one's solid casting. So very, very cool. It's got an oil hole right here. It also has an oil hole for the lead screw. Some of the later ones didn't have those. And man, it is just smooth as butter. Operate it with a pinky if you wanted to. The jaws, I think you can see that. It feels like a file. I mean, they are just sharp. I don't think this thing was used very much, if any. It looks like it just kind of sat around. There are some little dings and stuff back here. I'm not somebody that wants to file or grind all those out. I kind of like it to show its age, so I was very, very happy to find that. I paid up for this vise. I don't talk about prices much. I don't know why. I just don't. But I paid $85 for that vise. No, I paid $80 for that vise. But it was a nice find. So, along with the vise last weekend, I got this jaw knife. You guys know I was looking for irons for my Cooper shave. So I got this iron and I got this iron. This iron's about the right size, but somebody has ground it. You can tell it gets narrower here. And of course, they're covered in WD-40. I had them soaking in my little mixture. This was very, very rusty. Also, there's not much left of it, as you can see. There's still hard steel right here, but not very much. You can see where it's laminated right here. So it is a laminated iron, which is kind of cool. This iron, on the other hand, is in great shape. It has lots and lots of good steel. This would last a lifetime, but it's very narrow. This is more of for like a scrub plane, or I could make a shave with it, or a spoke shave or something, and I may still, you know. It also could make a cool router plane, you know. Usually router planes are much more narrow. This could be kind of a wider router plane. So I don't know. We'll look into that and see what we come up with. So this also had rust all over it. I paid $1 each for those. So this is a Buck Brothers, and this iron is an Ohio tool. Both of them pretty old. So I was happy to get those. Good price. This, I thought Scout Crafter and everybody would like this. This is a Kreuter brand, which I love Kreuter, pliers and all that. Usually there's some embellishment on Kreuter stuff, you know, like all their plier handles and stuff. This one's pretty beat up and it was very rusted. I still got to wire wheel it and do some other things to clean it up. But I'm surprised. Whenever I first got it, I thought surely there's some embellishment on there and the rest is just covering it. But there's not. It's just a plain casting, which, hey, that's okay. But it's the first Kreuter I've ever seen crate, you know, hammer / multi-tool. So I had to get it. It was $1 also. One of those great dollar bins. Let me grab a rag and wipe my hands off all this oil. Goodness. All right. Now this weekend. So first thing I found was this gorgeous 4.5 pound King Cutter. It's a King Cutter X. I mean, this thing is huge. Nice big convex cheeks. It's in really good shape considering. Whoever had it before used a file to sharpen it. And they did a decent job, you know. The toes aren't knocked off or anything. So that was a good one. This one's a little more interesting. This is a Sater Baco made in Sweden, 3.5 pound double bit. So I'm guessing this was probably made for the American market. It's got that blue paint on it. I know in the late 70s, early 80s, you know, whenever the outdoors was real big. Well, they're still big, but you know what I mean. During that time period, there was a lot of German and Swedish axes coming over. And so I would probably date that around then, but it's a very cool axe, very nice. The last thing we got is this Stanley number 5 1/4. As I talked about in the last video, I love these 5 1/4s. The handles fit my hand perfectly. I've even used this one a little bit, but it has H15 on it, stamped a couple times. And this side too. So I'm sure it was used in a school. In schools, they used them a lot because it was a nice general plane. But yeah, I'm happy to have it. this is what I found, guys. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comments. Get out in your shop. Have a good time.